Welcome to the WJBM Outdoor Show, brought to you by Midwest Tractor Sales in Jerseyville. We're coming to you from the WJBM studios in Jerseyville, the voice of the Tri-Counties. I'm Aaron Quillan. I operate Monarch Rivers, where the mission is simple: kill big deer. With me, a dear friend and just an overall well-rounded, avid, diehard, dedicated hunter, Jordan Brennan.
How's it going, Aaron?
Hey, man, thanks so much for coming out.
No problem.
I'm glad we ran into you the other night at the tavern. It might not be possible.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah. So we were just talking before this. You're not doing a lot of, you're not really that focused on the whitetail right now.
Yeah. Unfortunately, my farm had some kill happen, bigger deer.
Yeah.
So last couple of years, I've kind of taken it easy.
Okay.
For lack of a better word.
What year was that you noticed the kill off?
23.
Okay.
Yep. It had been summer leading into the fall of 23.
Okay. What do you have any idea what particular month?
I had pictures of a big one. September was the last picture I got of him. And then we found him on the other side of the CRP field dead in like a ditch.
Okay.
Still in velvet. So
okay.
I'd say mid to early September.
All right. Yeah. Do you think it might have been like the EHD?
I'm assuming so.
Yeah. Were the racks like lighter in terms of weight, like lacked some density?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Like it didn't get to finish off type thing.
Yep. Yep.
You got to let me come out and hook you up with some of this pond stuff.
Yep, for sure.
It's supposed to attack the mosquitoes and the midge flies and the different biting insects.
Yep.
And it kills the eggs and stuff. So
I have two for sure ponds that'll have water on a dry year even. One of them's spring fed and then the other one's just a natural low spot.
Okay.
So it always has water every year.
All right.
Some of them go dry, unfortunately.
Okay.
But
are they like shaded or
yes.
sunlit?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, they're all shaded now. They've all grown up. They used to be old cattle ponds, so they were clear around them,
Yeah.
So now the brush has grown up around them and trees, so they're all pretty shaded.
Okay. Yeah, I'll get you hooked up on this stuff. Yeah. It will hopefully make a difference because that sucks. So what would your target range kind of be in terms of like what's going to make you want to get out there and go after a whitetail?
Anymore, I'm more of age.
Yeah.
I'm not so much, I can pass a 160-inch 4-year-old nowadays.
Yeah.
Now, it wasn't that easy
right
when I was younger. But age, big, thick, heavy-horned, monarch. So,
yeah. Yeah. How do you get to know these bucks? I mean, obviously when you're out there hunting, but
I run cell cams,
okay.
Tacticams, and I also still have just regular old cameras, which I don't check till either I'm hunting in that area or at the end of season. Sometimes I don't check them all year. So I don't really know what's going on in certain parts of my farm because my farm, the cell phone service is pretty spotty. So unfortunately, I can only have cameras where I have cell phone service. So that might not be where I actually want a camera. So I just got to go where the service is and hope for the best.
Right. You've had a pretty successful like past with bow hunting.
Yeah.
But it's that's something that people might not know about you.
Yeah.
You don't really.
Yeah.
I understand not wanting to, encourage people to, come in on you or something like that.
Yeah.
But, it's not like you're out there killing 200-inch deer every year or anything like that. But the consistency in your hunting has been something that I've observed, and I really, really like that. How did you kind of get into this? You probably don't even. Do you recognize that you're in like a process?
No.
Right. So how do you find yourself getting into this level of consistency
Blessed with my ground for one. My family farm has just always been like, since I can remember as a little kid, we had people that we had hunting on permission and stuff, and everyone, successful big deer.
Yeah.
And then fortunate on the other side of my family, my mom's side, I had stag land, which is a river bottom farm, and it's been down lately, but it used to be like a zoo.
Yeah.
Just blessed. I've killed a couple big deer at stag land. Most of mine have came off my home farm in Eldred there.
But, yeah. But you seem to be like someone that kind of just step by step, moving forward. I rarely hear you say anything like, "Oh, I'm behind on my food plots," or, "Oh, I don't have, my stand set up." That you just seem to somehow.
I would credit that to knowing my farm. Knowing where my stands are most likely going to go. There's not much scouting left for me there. I've been on every inch of it.
Yeah, right.
Spots do change. I've had spots that are hot for 4 or 5 years, and then all of a sudden they just, for whatever reason, I don't know if the acorns dry up in there but they'll just go dead. And then you got to go back to the drawing board, which I do when I do mushroom hunting and stuff. So
yeah.
In the spring, when I'm out looking around or shed hunting, I have Onyx up marking spots. Like, here's a big trail. Like, you look at my Onyx, it's
yeah,
and it's my farm, and there's just red dots everywhere just from marking stuff. And probably 75% of the spots don't have a stand just at the spot. Like, maybe if I'm in a lull, hey, maybe go hunting there. Change it up, change the scenery. It's always nice.
Yeah. I was just thinking about marking more stuff on my Onyx, and I was kind of like, I don't know if I want that many pins because it'll be confusing.
I have color coded them green is where I have a stand. Okay. Red is, and they have the tabs now. At first they didn't. They just all were the X's with different colors. Now they have stands, deer. You can change the emoji or whatever you want to call it.
Yeah.
So mine's covered.
Right. You mentioned some shed hunting. Did you do a good job?
I did not get out
year?
this year. No, right. I did not work. I was busy with work pretty much all spring. I didn't get a really snow goose hunt as much as I'd like to either. We had those late snows and stuff. So I'm at work. I'm on this. We volunteer for snow removal for overtime.
Okay.
And so I think we had a 23-hour shift one time with that, dealing with the ice and snow. So
yeah,
that was in February. And then, just next thing you know, it's turkey season.
I know, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
turkey wise, you've been pretty consistent with that as well.
That's another thing. My farm was, out of turkeys for a lot of my high school into my early 20s. There wasn't turkeys anymore, and left for the military and came back in the first year, hunted, and it was like old times, like when I was a young kid, like just they were back, and they've consistently came back. And we've allowed coyote hunters to run dogs through there after deer seasons, and predator management and stuff, I think, has helped that. And I think, in my opinion, the turkeys are adapting to their predators a little bit.
Okay.
Getting used to all the honeysuckle, like living in that. I think that might have got them at first. They get trapped in there and they can't get out, can't fly. So who knows? But that's my opinion on it. I think the turkeys have adapted a little bit.
Yeah. I walked out the door the other day, and there were like 3-4 toms, something like that. Mm-hmm. Watched them walk up the hill.
I had some pictures this morning of like a 4-pack of toms. Yeah.
All right. Yeah. And then couldn't be 5 minutes later, I saw a coyote sneaking through there. Oh, yeah. Right when you want to have a gun on you, you don't.
Never do. Yeah.
Yeah. And it kind of made me think, like, man, they are constantly, that's why they act so skittish.
Yeah.
You're out there hunting,
they don't play.
No. And I just think that there's like a ton of pressure on them just from predators alone.
Yep. And my neighboring farm, I'm not for sure if it it's sold, but it's a government program, the IRAP. So
okay.
it's in that. So, I mean, they're getting, you can see headlamps all over there. The seasons, the IRAP season's in, walking in for turkeys, which wouldn't walk in with a headlamp on for a turkey. But
right. Yeah, no
that
doubt.
just shows you what kind of pressure they're on,
Yeah. Yeah, man. So how'd you get into hunting overall? Like what?
My grandpa Dode took me first when I was just going with him. I wasn't the hunter. I was the spectator, I guess.
Yeah.
And so duck, deer, rabbit, quail, everything. And then from there, when I started hunting on my own, I'd killed my first deer. My Uncle Steven started taking me. He got me into bow hunting, bought me my first bow.
Yeah.
And I would go with him, but I was fortunate where I lived. I could walk from my house, 5-minute walk to a deer stand off the school bus. And this part of the year before the time changes, you get an hour and a half sit.
Yeah.
Because I lived way out there, so I didn't get home till like 4:30, 5 o'clock. And I killed first deer on my own. I remember it was after a school bus with my bow.
Okay.
My dad was actually harvesting the field I was sitting over.
All right.
So he was up at the shed, and the deer ran to the shed, and he got to watch it, and we just pulled his truck up and hauled it out.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
And then from there, just Steven was always... I was staying at his house on the weekends. We were hunting either my farm or stag land just constantly.
Yeah.
And then as far as waterfowl, Grandpa Dode obviously got me into it, but my Uncle Mark Castleton, he's into waterfowl, and he was always taking me waterfowl hunting. So I've just been blessed with the ground and blessed with the family that's into it too, to show me along. And then from there, I developed my own styles and opinions on decoy spreads and tree sets and all that.
Okay. All right. Yeah. Well, it doesn't matter what time of year it is.
Yeah.
You're out there hunting.
Yeah.
And a lot of people, a lot of people that love hunting, they don't necessarily have the motivation to get out there as consecutively or consistently. And, y'all do well.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm very blessed.
Well, and with what you got, because it took you time to get to where you are on the waterfowl side.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. And I've kind of watched from a distance and just seen you. I think it probably started with honkers and specs in a late season. That seemed to be
when
to
I came
me
back,
when you started really getting the bug.
Yeah. When I came back. When I was in high school and college, we hunted public ducks like hard. We were into it. And then I just kind of got into deer hunting huge, and just, you really don't have time to do both how you should do them, in my opinion.
It's tough.
Yeah.
We're going to take a quick break, hear a word from the sponsors, and we'll be right back. Welcome back to the WJBM Outdoor Show, brought to you by Midwest Tractor Sales in Jerseyville. We're coming to you from the WJBM studios in Jerseyville, the voice of the Tri-Counties. I'm Aaron Quillan. I operate Monarch Rivers, where the mission is simple: kill big deer. For those of you just joining, Jordan Brennan, all around just monster hunter and monster human. This guy's a hoss. He's a hoss. What do you weigh now?
Unfortunately, about 245 probably.
We weigh the same. We weigh the same, but you're like a little bit more musky than me.
I wouldn't say that.
Dude, that's awesome. No, we were with the guys the other night when we ran into you, and they were like, "That dude's a hoss." So your shoulders are just chill. You're doing good. You work out in the garage, or?
Yeah, well, me and my wife, we have put together a pretty nice gym in our basement in our house. So yeah.
All right. The new house. Was the old house? I thought was a garage. I think
it was a garage. The old house was a garage. Right. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Yeah. So y'all do that together, kind of good quality time.
Yep.
Very nice. So with some of the waterfowl stuff that you're doing, it seems like you've just kind of consistently picked away at adding the decoys, but also I think you went through a series of land improvements that you did there for your waterfowl hunting. Maybe an old blind,
Yep.
new blind, kind of.
Improving the hide, yeah, that was the biggest thing.
Okay.
Got more low profile. We're hunting on permission, so we really can't dig a pit per se, but there's dry ditches that we had built. The original blind. It was a little tall. I mean, we did well, but you could tell some days finicky birds were really finicky. So
Okay.
kind of went more low profile and put more effort into brushing and that kind of stuff. Just if they see you, they're not coming. So
All right.
yeah.
All right. The do you kind of get down in a ditch, or do you?
Yeah.
Okay.
But we built a blind in the ditch, so you're like a pit level.
Okay.
So you're eye level with the decoys in a blind, but
all right.
yeah.
Yeah, one of the things we've been doing is just some A-frame hunting out of the ditch.
Yeah.
And just kind of going, 100 yards this way or 80 yards this way and gathering a bunch of stuff and hiding the A-frame. That's kind of been helpful for us. But
we do a little bit of A-frame. We have some farm ponds and stuff that a lot of late season honkers are around, so we A-frame those, and we've had some success doing that.
Okay.
It's just a lot of work.
Right.
And it's cold.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's kind of tight quarters.
Yeah. They say they're 5-man, but they're 4.
Yeah.
At tops. Yeah.
Yeah. What have you done anything different in terms of how you're calling at birds?
I've just gotten better, practice.
Okay.
I pay attention a lot to videos, people calling, watch a lot of tutorials, talk to Cole.
Okay.
Yeah, just improving. There's sky's the limit with that stuff. There's always something new to learn, and hunting. I think you get the most like figuring it out as doing it at live birds, figuring out what they want, what days, if you're dealing with finicky birds, what to change, what not to do, what to do. But some days it works, some days it doesn't. It's just how it is.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. I ran into Cole at lunch the other day, and I was telling him this. I recently had an experience that was like it actually was a hunting experience that I think might have been like personal growth for me. We went out with Calhoun Sheriff Heffington.
Okay. Yeah.
Did a little coyote hunt.
Yeah.
In the morning, and it was a new. It was one of our farms. He had never been out there, and it's just tall river bottom CRP and a lot of it. And there's some paths mowed through, and I know these days it's best to just get out of people's way. And so he kind of set it up how he wanted, and that guy's a killer.
That's what I've heard.
Yes, that guy's a killer.
I need to get him
Yeah.
on my place.
Yeah. He was calling, and you could just he's got a similar demeanor to you. Like, he's just a consistent, wants to be outdoors, out hunting. Like,
yeah.
But he's got this set up, and he'd never hunted this farm. We call in a coyote to like 30 yards. And the thing, something didn't like it. He jumped back, was barking, was working in, working out, working in, just like a gobbler almost.
Yeah.
But the thing was within 30 yards at one point. And then we kept calling. That dog kind of, just never finished. And then we're calling. All of a sudden, another one pops out at like 20 yards. But there's just like a roadway, like maybe 3 passes with a track, with a shredder.
Yeah.
And that one got away. And he's such a like humble, positive guy, but he's like, man, I'm gonna be seeing them in my sleep. But he's like, by golly, they were getting close. That was fun. He enjoyed, like, them getting away as much as he enjoyed killing them. And for somebody that's that consistent and that good at it, it was like me, I'm crying. I'm a crybaby. Like, I'm not actually crying,
Yeah.
but I am whining.
Yeah.
Like, just shut up, man. Like,
Yeah.
just bad. Especially turkey season.
Yeah.
But like for him, it's almost like he's, I don't know, got like this Tom Brady fail forward coyote hunter mentality. He was so positive about it. We ran into him the other day, and he's just like, man, I'm still thinking about them coyotes. It's going to be fun out there this winter. You know, like he is moving forward and just totally where I'd be saying, I'm such an idiot. I can't believe I didn't. You know, he's like, I think we need shotguns rather than the rifle. You know, but that positivity, I just couldn't believe it. And that consistency. Yeah. And man, he's out there all the time, like whatever it is, taking grandkids. Mm-hmm. He just, they shot a buck, I think is his grandkid's first deer. Yeah. You know, but that just to me, when I get to see that, somebody that I really like what they're doing. Yeah. You know, I think they've got an impressive track record or consistency or whatever it is. And then to see that positive attitude. Do you share like similar sentiments? I mean, that's what I thought of, because you're talking about, you know, some days they do, some days they don't.
Some days, you know, like I mean, some of my best deer hunts didn't end in a harvest. Like it was just, I was in the middle of a rut frenzy, and it was all day long. Like just never the right deer came by, or he did, just never stopped. But like my most memorable hunts, I mean, I remember the ones that I kill on, but like the ones that are stuck in my mind better are the crazy see deer chasing and you know, just that kind of stuff. So yeah, I have just as much respect for that as I do for the kill. Yeah.
Nice. Do you remember, like, so Cole, mm-hmm. when he could tell you a hunt 8 years ago, how many birds he killed and what day it was. You have any type of memory on the birds like that?
I have, it was in our dry field, that pit blind. It was duck season, and the duck, we actually had weather in November, so the ducks came down in season and were dry field feeding, which I hadn't seen since high school. Yeah. And so we set our where we normally are honker hunting and snow goose hunting at, we set it up for ducks, and we killed 3 man of ducks. We killed our mallards and then our odd ducks, so 6 apiece, and then we killed out on specks and 1 shy honkers, and I think we had a couple snow geese too.
Nice.
Yeah, it was just me and a couple buddies, and you know, first like really banger hunt. I had got my dog on, my lab, so it was pretty memorable. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Did you train your dog yourself?
No. Otter Creek Retrievers.
All right.
Did Maverick, and Ozzy, my younger dog, I did myself. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. That takes a lot of time.
Oh, it's easy. Yeah. You can tell the difference in my doing and a professional.
Okay.
But yeah.
All right. I just saw something recently, going back to deer hunting. I just saw a thing where they were talking about, you know, a lot of different like hunters and what they say are the best dates. Do you look at the dates like that?
I have to, because I have 4 deer on my wall that were the same day.
Really?
Yeah. November 10th.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's been my day for a long time.
Okay. What, like,
I will say nowadays it seems like it's about winding down then, or they're in that lockdown hard where you're not seeing much movement.
Okay.
But I feel like when I was younger, that like the 1st through the 10th was when it was just absolutely wild chasing. It just seems like something in the rut has changed over the past 10 plus years to me, but I'll still be out there November 10th if I have the chance.
I wonder about that too. Like some of our most consistent hunters, like that have hunted with us the longest, mm-hmm. and for the longest time, so we'll just call anybody that's like been hunting with us for a long time, really thinks that second week in November is prime time.
Okay.
which I guess that kind of,
I think it varies farm to farm because I'll have buddies who hunt like east of Carrollton,
yeah.
which I refer to as the plains.
Okay.
My farm's the bluff.
Yes.
I call that up there the plains, just how we've always done it. And
Yeah.
they'll be seeing rut activity like next week probably. And it seems like my farm might be a little later than everyone else.
Okay.
It's just how it seems to work out. Now, my farm isn't open like the plains are. So those are just, patches of timber and then field for a mile and then another patch. So they might see it more. I just don't see it because, I'm a lot of timber and all the fields are surrounded by timber. And then that could be it. But in my opinion, my farm's later to the rut than other places.
Okay. Yeah. So I don't know if it's this particular group and they've just hunted for so long that they might be more selective than the other hunters, but it seems like we might, other times of the I guess the build up.
Yeah.
Sometimes we kill more deer.
Yeah.
But I also feel like they continue to get bigger as the season goes.
Mm-hmm.
Have you ever kind of had an observation like that where it's,
yeah,
it just seems like the bigger ones come out more consistently?
Yeah, I agree. From now till November 1st, if we get colder weather, like an evening hunt on a cornfield or something, you might see one come out later. But some of my best hunts as far as just seeing numbers of deer, not wild chasing or anything, but just being out, smelling around, is like a late October where it gets cold and they're getting frisky, I guess you'd say. And they'll every deer's coming out to the field to see what's going on. So, and you will see your first big deer, I would say, between now and November 1st, in my opinion.
Okay.
Of an evening on a cold front.
All right. So that's your preference.
Yes.
Yeah. What the hunters have been seeing right now is really kind of deer just being deer.
Mm-hmm.
Like they don't have a whole lot of cares in the world.
Yeah.
They just seem to be walking slow. It seems like the bachelor groups have started to break up.
Yeah. I've noticed on cameras that they're pushing each other around a little bit and until it's getting there.
Yeah. We've seen quite a few shooters and like mature deer, but it's like that last 15 minutes hot food source.
Yeah.
And then, if you don't get it done, is it going to be 3 days before he comes back? Is it going to be 4 days? They're responding to the grunt well right now.
Enjoy calling deer, grunting, rattling. Love doing it.
All right. Yeah. Talk to me a little bit about that.
I do a lot of blind rattling.
Okay.
So like if it's a cold November morning, I love as soon as it gets where I can see good through the timber or wherever I'm at is hitting the horns together. And more often than not, whether it be a fork horn or a whatever, but something's coming running.
Okay.
So it's just
what kind of setup do you like to be in when you do that?
I like to be where they got to come find me. I don't like to be I haven't had luck rattling on a field edge I've had them come, but not close the gap. I like to be in a transition, timber, small transition, maybe a little grass patch in the middle of the timber, just where they got to come in there. They're they know that's there. So they're going to come there and check.
Okay. All right. So something with cover where visibility's down.
Yeah.
Transition. So do you mean food source over here?
Timber transitioning into that grassy area and then, maybe back to timber. My farm used to be a hog farm. So there's a lot of random, just grass openings in the middle of what's now timber. So I use that to my advantage.
Okay. So you're kind of, in a sense, is it like this? All right, we got bucks probably in this timber.
Yeah.
And we have bucks in this timber.
Yeah.
Let's see if we can antagonize them to come out and fight each other.
Yeah. And several times I've had rattled in 2 or 3 bucks and then they end up fighting, I I have one spot that's a really good setup for that scenario, and I've had it work a lot.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Okay. Here's something I'd love to know, because you've got edges, you got big timber, you got agriculture out at your place.
Yep.
What helps you determine like when you're going to hunt timber versus a field edge?
I prefer timber, period.
Mm-hmm.
I'll go to the field edges late season.
Okay.
If I'm still actively deer hunting.
Yeah.
But early though, I have little micro food plots and stuff within the timbers, and around one of the ponds, we turned into a food plot around the pond, and then it runs into ag. So it runs directly. That's where I'll be at if I was hunting right now, would be greens.
Yeah.
And then in the morning, if I were to hunt an October morning, I'd be in the timber trying to get them going back to bed.
Mm-hmm. What about this time of year makes you like greens?
I just feel like they're on them more. The crops are coming out. They've just lost a lot of their cover when the corn comes out. So I feel like they're moving around and they find that green field. They're more liable you can pattern them better on it than, a 100-acre cornfield. Okay.
So you've kind of dialed it down and you've got the kind of like little
kill
I don't plots.
Have any like destination like green plots. Like they're all smaller. I justify it by we have all the crop, all the grain,
Yeah.
So why, try to get them closer.
Okay. So how big would you say a micro plot is?
No bigger than an acre.
Okay.
Yeah. I think my biggest food plot's like a little over an acre.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then you just kind of dial them in on the Tacticams.
Yep.
Okay. No, your funnels where they're coming and going, or what?
Well, I mean, like I said, I'm in the timber mostly, but yeah, I'll get where I know they're coming out to go to either the ag or, if I'm hunting the green food plots, I'm hunting the food plot. I'm not hunting them coming to or from. I'm on it.
Okay. Okay.
So my funnels and stuff, I'm hunting the ag fields, like where I just have learned over the years, like this is somewhere right here they're coming out.
Yeah.
I'll get back in the timber. Might be across the whole field, just knowing your farm helps.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. With your setups, like your stands, do you have any kind of things that you like to do where maybe gives you an advantage?
I like to get high.
Okay.
I know I follow everybody, like that's kind of going away. Everyone's thinking low, and generally I'm a lot lower than I used to be. I will say that, but I used to get I think I learned it from Uncle Steve, like get 25 foot in a tree and hunt.
Yeah.
I went through a phase too where I thought ladder stands, they could see the ladder, but I've grown away from that. I think it was more of a superstition than logic.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
So I get high. I like to have a lot of cover. I cut minimal shooting lanes. Like I want to feel hid. If I feel like I'm open, I don't have a comfortable sit.
Okay.
I'm just like, they're going to see me as soon as they come around the corner. So I focus on hide, play the wind a lot. That's a big thing. And in the last 5 years, I've bought a XOP, like a hang and bang set.
Okay.
That I've actually hunted quite a bit the last couple of years out of it. Just finding stuff. Like I'll be on the one side of a block of timber and see them coming out into the field over there, instead of having to go in there and drag sticks, and I'll just go in there the next day, hang it. And if it's decent or it's what I thought it was, I'll leave it for a couple of days or a week.
Yeah.
And then if it's not, if I get busted or blow the hunt, I'll yank it down and carry it out. And I can be up in a tree in 5 minutes probably.
Really? So, what are some of the things? It's basically like you see a buck, and you kind of move towards them, and that's where you go with the hang and bang, or
yeah, yep. Like buck sign scrapes this time of year, scrape, they might hit it in daylight of an evening before they come out to a field or, best luck's hunting does, like really hunt the does, and you get on the does, the buck's going to be there eventually. So not necessarily hunting to kill the does, but
right,
using the does to tell you where to go. That
makes a lot of sense because they, a lot of times they don't like to leave the timber until and it seems like the later the season goes, the more they they have to leave the timber.
Yep.
But if the does are coming through, they're still
they're not far behind. Yep.
We had one of our target bucks out the other night, and he had a handful of does, maybe 6, 7 does out in front of him.
Yeah.
He came out to eat with them, but you think he's probably keeping track, taking roll call.
Yeah.
And he hasn't been back.
Yeah. I had a pretty good buck daylight Saturday morning.
Okay.
Yeah. It's like 7 o'clock in the morning. I mean, early, but that's really, I've had a few in the evening, but everything big, mature wise has been night still, but that changes all of a sudden it's on.
Yeah. Yeah. The one we got yesterday morning, just 10 point, it was walking through the woods, and I think the standing corn, it seems like everybody's got their corn down.
Yep.
This farm's still standing, and
it's tough to deal with.
Well, it is.
Oh, if you can get where they're coming to and from, you're in good shape. But
it was, I don't want to say by accident, but I knew we could get into this stand.
Yeah.
And the wind was right, and so let's just try it. We're in the timber.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of acorns dropping, and then kind of like over this knoll behind the stand is the beginning of like the primary bedding area on the farm.
Yep.
And so we know we're kind of in the game. I guess with the corn up, that's cover for us entering. That's cover for the deer. I think I saw a thing the other day where a guy just on YouTube was like, let your wind blow into the standing corn.
Yeah.
And that to me was like, no, because that right now is cover.
Yeah.
And it seemed
they're bedded in there for sure. Yeah. In my opinion.
I agree. Yeah. I think that, but also when they have standing corn, their travel corridor, like where they're moving through, they can cut A to B without having to hide with the edge, because when that corn goes down, they'll probably be a little bit more consistent with their funnels or their edges, as opposed to like a fence line or something like that. They can just cut the corner off the field, in broad daylight.
Yeah.
And like Dan was hunting this weekend. He saw his target buck at 11:45 in the morning. It's had to be 80 degrees. We're in a hunt, consistent bedding area. It was 60 yards behind him. But I don't know. They just seem like the deer are doing what deer do all summer now. They're just a little bit more
sporadic. Hard to narrow them down really this time of year. I've never really been into hunting early October. Now I've had some success, but cold fronts, like weird cold fronts, like gets down in the 30s, which doesn't happen very often anymore.
Yeah.
But if it does that, you're in good shape.
Yeah. I had a guy, he's a boat captain in northern Michigan. I called him on a fishing trip. Didn't know timing wise. I just kind of wanted to talk to somebody on a charter. We were going to be in the area. I didn't know any time I can get Lauren fishing.
Yeah. She's
happy. So, we ended up not being able to go, but he and I just kind of talked, and he's coming down on a shotgun hunt.
Nice.
We were originally talking about early October, and he seems to be one of these guys that travels to multiple states. And, you know, when it's deer season, and fishing is kind of back burner. But he says to me, he goes, yeah, I don't mind it when it's hot, which is unique.
Yeah.
And it stuck in my head, and it's kind of like, I don't know if that's why we've seen as many deer as we have this early. It's probably just a one-off season.
Yeah.
But having that mentality really kind of helped me like get past my own limitations.
Yeah, stay positive about it.
These guys have been seeing a ton of big deer.
That's good.
Yeah. And they're just they're like just not they don't have a lot of purpose in the direction. They're moseying back to bed or whatever it is. They're just coming out last light, or they're, you know, just shifting. I think there was a wind direction change, which might have been why that buck stood up and kind of moved in behind Dan.
Shifting beds,
Yeah. I think it went from a northeast to a east.
Okay.
Yeah. Do you have the east superstition?
I never even thought about it, and I think it was on juries. They started talking about you got to be out there on an east wind, is what the juries say.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah. And I never even, you know, I don't. Now, it comes to fishing, I've heard, the fishing's the least when the wind's out of the east.
Yeah.
Yeah. I if I get a chance to go fishing or hunting, I'm going. Like, if I have an opportunity, I got a stand that I can hunt an east wind out of. I'll duck hunt on an east wind. So,
yeah.
I don't really. I am superstitious with some other dumb stuff, but that one I don't fall victim to.
Like what? I want to know one.
I still paint my face.
Okay.
Out of superstition, because I started doing it when I was younger.
All right.
I used the Hunter Specialties Earth Scent wafers.
Okay.
Because I've always had those on when I've killed big deer.
Okay.
Turn my arrows the same way, like make sure each one's like exactly the same with a mark on the fletching.
Okay.
So just random stuff like that. And if I look down, like sometimes, you know, you knock an arrow in the dark, you might have it wrong. Like it's like, oh, got to change
it. Nice.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
That's awesome. We're going to take another break, and we'll be right back. Welcome back to the WJBM Outdoor Show, brought to you by Midwest Tractor Sales in Jerseyville. We're coming to you from the WJBM studios in Jerseyville, the voice of the Tri-Counties. I'm Aaron Quillan. I operate Monarch Rivers, where the mission is simple: kill big deer. Jordan Brennan, our guest. We've talked a lot about a whole bunch of different stuff, and back and forth, waterfowl, turkeys, deer. I like that you have superstitions. I think all hunters probably should. You know, I always tell a guide, if the hunter sprays their boots, you spray your boots. Don't be the weak link, because you never know what somebody's thinking. And the last thing you want is for a hunt not to be successful, and them to have that thought like, guy didn't spray his boots, that's why the deer smelled me. You know, we were out, we got this young kid in right now. His name's Colton. He's a baseball player. He's going to we got drafted by the Twins. Great dude. Right. I kept him on this farm yesterday for 12 hours. He's a young dude. Like, he can handle it. I brought lunch. I brought cheeseburgers from straight home.
Well, can't beat that.
Yeah. Well, we stopped by Dollar General after the hunt, and the lady's going through his basket. And she goes, "What's this?" It's a half-eaten cheeseburger in a wrapper. He had it in his pocket the whole time. But, you know, I think that when it comes down to like scent control, there are a lot of superstitions there.
I have that.
Yeah, I think it's important. I wouldn't want a cheeseburger in my pocket. I thought he was going to eat the whole thing. But at the end of the day, he had a pretty, you know, pretty good hunt.
Yeah.
And you hunt the wind, that's not going to matter.
Yeah.
My superstitions, I think, on that are more about the impact of when you come and when you go.
Mm-hmm.
You know, just because you put a food plot in doesn't mean that the deer are going to be there right now.
Yeah.
Right? Just because you're there and you put the food plot in, they don't necessarily have to show up. It's when they choose, you know, whatever. And so, like the scent, I don't like to touch branches.
Nope, I wear gloves, and that's a superstition, I guess. Like I have to have gloves on walking in because I'm afraid skin to whatever. So
yeah. Do you notice anything with regard to moisture and their ability to pick up scent?
I feel like when it's drier, they're not as good. When it's wet, I like those mornings when it's misty, you can see the moisture in the air. I just feel like it might just be a feeling, but I feel like they can really nail you then.
Okay, like
a foggy, misty, rainy. That's just how I feel.
Well, almost like it attaches to you because moisture holds scent better than dry.
Yeah. Now, I do feel that after a rain, like it freshens the area up. Like I think it gets like, say if you're in there and get busted and then it rains that night, I wouldn't be against going back in there because in my opinion or my superstition, it's washed it away.
All right.
So,
all right. Do you think that right now they're so aloof that you can get by with, you know, scent a little bit more? Or do you think that would be more of just the dry conditions?
I think it's the dry because I honestly, I think they're being aware of humans, and I think that's just hereditary in them. Like that's in their brain as soon as they come out. Like this smell is bad.
Yeah. Yeah. They, I think about the hunts where they get to your, you know, like they smell where you walked from 10 yards away, or the hunts where they walked in right where you walked.
Yeah.
And
I think it's time of year. Like I think testosterone during the rut, the bucks they don't pay that. Now, right now, when they're kind of looking and searching, it's tough because you watch them, they come out on a field edge, the first thing their nose goes up in the air.
Yeah.
It's kind of tough to get. So they're smelling actively, but during the rut, I know they're smelling, but I think they're more like on that trail. They're not trying to find the trail. They're on the trail.
Okay. Yeah. Do you have a particular time of day you like to hunt?
I like early morning.
Okay.
Preferably. I've went in numerous times thinking, well, I'm going to sit all day if I got to, and early morning to get it done.
Okay.
So my best luck's been early morning.
All right.
Between sunup and 9 o'clock. That's what I'm calling early.
Okay. But you go in sometimes with the intent of...
Yeah, a lot. Carry snacks in and everything. Yeah. Yeah. And one time I went in at noon. This was in high school. Went in at noon, like 12:30 probably, and had a buck down by like 1:30.
Really?
So, yeah. So I think it's just
sometimes the luck of the draw.
Yeah.
So do you have any older deer that you're trying to kill right now?
There's one I have got. I can't really identify him yet if I have any history, but there's a 9-pointer. It's a big, heavy, probably 250 on the hoof.
Nice.
Hog, yeah.
You have a name for him?
No, I've been so away from, not normally I would, but just kind of been taking it easy on the deer hunting like we talked about. So I haven't got into that, but yeah.
Well, hey man, I appreciate you coming out.
No problem.
For anybody listening, this guy has consistently gotten it done, and it's all based off of your demeanor and, just, I think, your love of getting out there.
Yeah.
But thanks for coming in and sharing some of this.
No problem.
Yeah, man. Appreciate you.
Yep.